Hit me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Get into it.
it's star time.
Man, you know.
Get into it. Get on up.
How you doing, folks? It's the Monster Jammer KSG. This is SOCKS. That's the way it is, and this is what it is.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad.
I don't have to tell you.
Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be.
Have they tried to program us to become numb or make things really easy to swallow?
We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV.
I do like toast, though, but
Well, I'm not going to leave you alone.
neither am I.
I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians. And
You do know this movie was made over 40 years ago.
first, you've got to get mad.
Yes!
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it.
Ooh, boy, is he mad.
My life has value.
Yes, it does.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. But first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore.
I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore!
I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore!
This is great. This is great.
I'm not going to take this anymore.
We've seen it time and time again, whereas the liberal left changes its tune. They change it to their convenience always. You know, either they're for something or they're against it. But what happens is they usually start with something that's against, especially if it's a conservative point of view. However, if it doesn't seem to work out, they always change it and make it seem like it's their idea, and then they become for. One of the great hypocrisies is this.
Sexual assault is not a crime of passion. It is about the abuse of power.
But yet now you support Biden, who has had allegations placed upon him, and not a peep. Not even from the media.
I want to start by thanking Harvey Weinstein for organizing this amazing day. Harvey,
Isn't that Whoopi sitting there?
Charged. I know it wasn't rape. There is a
statutory.
I
Child molest, maybe? I'm not
think
sure
it
what
was
child
something.
molest.
It was something else, but I don't believe it was rape. And when we get all the information, somebody will tell me in my ear. All I'm trying to get you to understand is when we're talking about what someone did and what they were charged with, we have to say what it actually was, not what we think it was.
No, you want to tell me what I should think about it.
This is possible because of Harvey. He is a wonderful human being, a good friend.
Really? A wonderful person? A good friend? I bet you're eating your hat right now. This same person is the one that's always fighting for women or girls, you know, defending them on equality or inequality, whatever it is that she claims to be fighting for, defending young women or women in general, and trying to say that she speaks for all of them, but in reality, she doesn't. And it's an absolute shame that a lot of young ladies and women have looked up to this person who in reality doesn't really believe in you. When she spoke at the State Department Women of Courage Awards in 2009, she encouraged women to advocate for themselves and their values. She said, "The women we honor today teach us 3 very important lessons. 1, that as women, we must stand up for ourselves. The second, as women, we must stand up for each other. And finally, as women, we must stand up for justice for all." Really? That is really some hypocritical stuff that she spewed when she was praising Harvey Weinstein. The media in Hollywood always try to convey a message that is an illusion. Anything that they defend or denigrate is always for their benefit. Deplorable TD sent me this tweet, and it says, "Here we go. Michelle Obama enters 2020 circus season with campaign for voter advocacy in Detroit." Now, we all know right now the history of her when she advocates for something. There's always a reason that benefits her party. Well, anyway, here she goes campaigning now to get mail-in voting is what it is. And if you saw my previous videos, you'll know how I feel about that and the reasons why it should not happen. Now, she wants to be an advocate for whom? For her party, exactly. Because she's not an advocate for me. She's not an advocate for women. And she's upset a lot of people with the things that she says. And here's an example.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama talking about women who voted for President Trump instead of choosing Hillary Clinton. This is what she said, quote, "Any woman who voted against Hillary Clinton voted against their own voice. That we look at these 2 candidates as women, and many of us said, he's better for me, his voice is more true to me. To me, that just says you don't like your voice. You just like the thing you're told."
Like the thing you're told, but you want us to accept everything that you tell us. Isn't that hypocritical, to say the least? Now, of course, there is a response to that. And when I started the video, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. Well, this young lady has something to say.
So what tidbit of verbal diarrhea did she spew this time? Well, Mrs. Obama said, and I quote, "Any woman who voted against Hillary Clinton voted against their own voice." Really, Michelle? Or did we choose secure borders, personal responsibility, a strong military, tax reform, smaller government, Obamacare repeal, and economic growth? See, that's what I voted for. I didn't vote for an email deleting, influence selling, accountability lacking pantsuit of lies. You're dang right I voted against Hillary Clinton. And the fact Mrs. Obama thinks that makes me less of a woman tells you everything you need to know about the left. No, Michelle, as a woman, I did not want the first female president to be Hillary Clinton, and for good reason. I also didn't want another 4 years of your husband's failed legacy. Oh, and trust me, I didn't lose my voice. You're going to hear my voice loud and clear. How dare you diminish and degrade my vote? How dare you look down on Trump-supporting women? You know, contrary to the left's popular belief, you don't have to march in the streets with female genitalia on your head to have a voice. See, millions of women made a different march, a march into the voting booth to vote for our interests, our country, and Donald J. Trump. Those are my final thoughts, Michelle. I hope you heard my voice and you'll remember it next time you talk down to free-thinking, Trump-supporting, America-loving women.
Yes, she told you, Michelle. You know who this is, right?
And you believe that the Obama administration did the right thing. Wouldn't it be a good thing for her argument for the people to be able to see what the origins of the investigation were?
And now here we go with
ridiculous bullshit. Right, but that's not what's going on here, Dana. What's going on is an investigation of the investigators as punishment coming from an administration that is over.
I laugh too, Jesse. I wonder if Juan should just go into stand-up. Really. He's a really funny dude.
Overwhelmingly political. I mean, right now, really, they're distracting from the real news with all of this silliness because the real news is...
Real news coming from you.
...that we're going to soon see transcripts of what Michael Flynn and Michael Flynn's lawyer were saying to Trump's lawyers, and we'll see just how much they were trying to stop this investigation. But the second thing to say here is, listening to Bill Barr, I mean, he has no reason to do anything.
Says you.
But what he says is, you know what, let's not talk about the spying. I know I said that earlier. What about what happened between the time Trump was elected and the time he takes office? Let's go and look at what happened in terms of FBI and intelligence agencies talking to Trump at Trump Tower. Did they leak something? He just changes the game time and again. And that's why.
Things to look
that's
at.
why.
And when you want to add to the narrative, what do? You go to a poll.
when you look at the Fox News poll that came out yesterday, the Fox News poll says 45% of Americans believe that Barr is covering up for Trump and not being transparent. And also, they give him a negative rating for how he handled the Mueller report.
That's really bullshit.
44% say they don't approve of what he's done with the Mueller report. Only 35%.
That feels like
The media destroyed the. If that makes you feel better, but it has no effect on it. Anything.
That's the truth. The truth. In other words,
it's a poll.
The American people are not being hoodwinked by a guy who is now Trump's lawyer. This is what Trump wished for all along. Okay. He wanted an attorney general who would be his consigliere.
And what exactly was Holder to Obama? Fast and Furious, anyone?
And that's what he's got.
Like Holder was for Obama.
No,
See, I'm not the only one that thinks that.
So
like
no, wait.
Holder never went to
what's
this
happening
level.
right now? The Russian story is now into its summer reruns. That's what's happening. I saw it on the first run. I don't need to see it again. I know what this Flynn story is about. I know all that crap. That's because the economy's going well. The world's going pretty. It's peaceful. It's prosperous. Everything's fine. They have to keep doing the Russian story.
Yeah, just don't look. People don't look, says Greg. Don't look here. Look
I don't
over
care.
there.
But isn't that what you do and Chris Wallace and your friends over at the Clowns News Network and MSLSD and all of them? Don't they do the same thing?
All you want.
Yeah, we already looked for 2 years. Now we're looking in the other direction.
The White House talking point is this investigation is done. No obstruction, no collusion. Jerry Nadler has said to them repeatedly.
I have a point about that.
This is about preventing the Russians from doing it again.
Guys, can we please get Dagan in? But first, can we hear the Attorney General about this idea about the documents in contempt?
That's part of the usual game, political circus that's being played out. It doesn't surprise me.
The House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, she believes you lied under oath. What do you think of that charge?
Well, I think it's a laughable charge. And I think it's largely being made to try to discredit me, partly because they may be concerned about the outcome of a review of what happened during the election.
Now, Juan, here comes the smackdown.
Dagan.
They're trying to discredit him because they're worried. People who worked in the Obama administration, in the FBI, and in the CIA and the intelligence community, they're worried, whether it's Brennan or Comey or even subordinates of both of them. They're worried about what Bill Barr and John Durham and the Inspector General Michael Horowitz are going to find. It's not silliness, Juan.
Let's get ready to rumble!
If there was corruption. It's not silliness if there was an abuse of power. And you know why Hillary Clinton is being quiet about this? Because the DNC and Hillary Clinton's campaign paid for that dossier, what could be disinformation by Russia, which was, if you read the whole Mueller report, the whole...
Juan, she is serving you.
Whole Mueller report basically discredits big elements that were in that dossier. And I just want to point this out. I point it out all the time. Jim Comey looked at Brett Baier in the spring of last year and said, I can't definitively say I know that the Steele dossier was paid for by the DNC and the Clinton campaign. He was running the FBI. They got a warrant on an American citizen to spy on him, and he didn't know that. That is balderdash and hogwash, and we all know it. And by the way, I also read that poll, Juan, and here's what people said. A majority, 58%, think it is at least somewhat likely the FBI broke the law when it started investigating the...
You got spanked.
The Trump campaign. Yeah. The millions of Americans who don't trust what went on in intelligence and the FBI under the Obama administration, they deserve answers. No. And there's nothing wrong with a thorough look at it because, again, it disrupts democracy in this country.
They've had a thorough look. What we're doing now is we're trying to punish the investigators.
Mueller didn't look at it. Mueller didn't look at it.
So
Bill Barr said that. I read the whole Mueller report. He did not look at the investigators and the predicate of that investigation.
You don't need Mueller. Pick up a newspaper. It'll tell you how this started.
Yeah, the press that lied to us for 3 years about Russia.
Yeah, get out of town.
Liars.
All right.
Billy, get out of town. Goes to show how much respect you have. As I said, the left, whether it's the media, Hollywood, or the politicians, they have no respect for you. They have no respect for women. One,
You are a blabbermouth!
where we go one, we go all. Want to give a quick shout out to deplorable TD Arnold Baiser or Beiser. Still haven't figured it out yet. and all. Go over there at Twitter. Thanks a lot for your support and your encouragement. Keep up the good work. Stay strong, Patriots. You also can follow me on Twitter at MonsterJammerKSG. Also, a shout out to my friends Tom and Carol. Thank you so much for all the donut holes that you provide. They keep me going on a daily basis. I pray that you all continue to have a wonderful, wonderful day and that your lives are blessed. I am the Monster Jammer KSG. This is Socks spelled out, SOCKS. That's the way it is. Much love, peace, and chicken grease. Baruch Hashem, and amen.